all your negative thoughts are suicidal. They really are. You're damming up the flow of everything in your body when you feel down and out or depressed. You're damming everything up, and it's not working correctly, and then you're not feeling good. And then when you say you're not feeling good, well, that just threw another log on the fire.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's as you think you are. Now, if you don't remember or don't take anything away from here, but that as you think you are, you do, you have, you be, and that's what Scripture is telling you. Be it. Your ideal, your dream, your mission, your goal. Be it, and don't stop being it, because when you stop being it, you stop unbeing it. So watch yourself.
You talked about briefly about suicide, and a lot of times what we don't realize is that we've opened our mindscape to so much negativity through media, through associations, through the stuff that we're continuously bombarding with our minds. And so then we look at our life and we say it's terrible. But the reason why we say that is because we've been preconditioned to believe that it's so. And you will often give them the cure, the prescription, and you say, think on what's lovely and of a good report.
That's right. I mean, why would it tell you to think only on things that are lovely and of good report? Why? And then tell you that as you think you are, and that you're thinking all the time, and that you're feeding the monsters you can't handle. And then you run off to God and say, help me, help me, help me. And he says, I gave you all the help you need. You get to choose this day. If that's what you chose, suffer it. See, but he doesn't think that way. I think that way. I'd lock you up. No, God has always said yes. You turn to me, I'll turn to you. That says yes. He's already there. He says, if you turn to me, I'll turn to you. So that means he's already agreed to be there. Where are you? See, and you say, but I pray and I pray and I pray. Well, then you must be praying, like they said, amiss. And praying amiss is really very, very easy to do.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is complain about everything you don't like. But remember, all things produce after their own kind. So you're producing a kind in your world of experiencing. And you'll experience it too, to the hilt. I mean, to the maximum of what you're thinking. So change your mind, change your world. That sounds pretty simple to me. Change your mind, change your world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there it is. It's very, very simple. Well, I didn't get it either. I mean, I heard it. I don't know how many times I heard it, but I didn't get it. But that's what I'm telling you. That's the reason why you need the CDs or the tapes or the book or something to keep referring back to, because hey, I've been listening to tapes that I made 30, 40 years ago. And I'm going, wow, yeah, I said that. But I forgot it. You see, you have to keep reminding yourself. Well, I know. What did Neville say? Man is such a poor dreamer. And that's what it is, because you're dreaming the dream when you're thinking those negatives. You're still dreaming the dream. You're putting together your future right then and there, right now. While I'm talking to you, you're putting your life together, saying, oh, well, I don't believe that or something. Yeah, well, see, this is not about believing me, because I didn't make anything up. It's not about believing DeCarlo. He didn't make anything up. See, this is revelation, and you don't figure it out. See, so you can forget that right away. In the first place, you're not smart enough. I don't care how erudite you think you are. You're not smart enough to figure it out. He said, you won't figure it out. You won't figure it out. You don't. It's revelation. But you have to be in the mood of accepting the revelations. You have to sit down and go through them one step at a time and to see where you fit in that new idea. You have to see yourself in the new idea that you want to accomplish. And you see yourself in yourself accomplishing it. Because if you don't, you're doing something else. And if it's not productive, well, then you just wasted your time. So you're either investing your time or you're wasting it. It's as simple as that. Investing is better. I mean, I tell you that, but I don't do it all the time either. But more so. See, and that's all we're talking about here. It's just being more aware, just a little more aware. And that little more aware gives you a benefit that makes becoming a little more aware again a little easier. And it gets easier and easier, but you got to start. That's that's really a catch, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah. But you do have to start. And thinking about it, that's just a start. You have to learn to think from. You see, if you were a fireman, you'd have fireman thoughts, right?
Absolutely.
And thinking that you'd see, hey, if we do this and this, that'll be better for us.
Yeah.
It'll help us get the fire out quicker or something. See, it always draws to it to add to whatever you're thinking, but it's what you chose to think that gets added to. So if it's lovely and a good report, wow, you're on the road. Put it in gear and go. It's all mindsets. You're making mindsets all the time. And the thing of it is with them, they operate on automatic. You see, all your problems are on automatic because there's only one choosing. See, one choosing, just one. You. What are you choosing? That's what you're experiencing. And if you don't like what you're experiencing, change what you're thinking. I know it sounds super simple, but give it a shot. I mean, come on. What do you got to lose if you don't like what you're doing now anyway? Give it a go. Think only on things that are lovely and a good report for a little while and see what happens. But you have to pay attention to even receiving the good. I mean, you still got to be thoughtful about, I am receiving the good. Now is the appointed hour of desired change. So what you're thinking about right now is changing your world in accordance. It's a lovely and a good report. So you have to ask yourself, is this leading me where I want to go? Because I'll tell you this, your talking is leading you wherever your talking would lead you. So you can change what you're talking to yourself about so you can change your world of experiencing. Ill health, wealth, relationship, it all falls under that same thing as you think you are. And what you think about other people, that's what you're building in your own world of experiencing. Maybe they're not thinking that way at all. And they just think you're crazy. Which most of the time is right anyway. I found myself thinking crazy thoughts and I'm thinking, well, where are you going with this? Well, why are we doing this? I mean, what is it trying to accomplish? See? And if you do that a few times, you stop doing it because it makes you sound silly as a goose. Sorry, goose. Attitude awareness and imaginational control. If you get these two working for you, you can stroll through. If they're not working for you, well, you won't be strolling through. You'll be trampled under all the debris that comes from your negative thinking because it's all produced in your world of experiencing. It's all your say right now. That's the only thing you're living up to is what you're saying. No, God's not, no, God's not interceding in your affairs unless you ask him. But you do have to ask him. You receive not because you ask not, or you're asking amiss. Now, this asking amiss, I kind of just kind of strolled over that for some reason. I never really checked it out. But then when I checked it out, I thought, wow, I'm condemning myself. Yeah, that's it. You're doing it. And then you wonder why. You were given, you understand, God gave you choose this day. God gave you choose this day. And you are choosing this day. What? Just ask yourself, what? You know, it take a long time to sit there in the silence just to get your head focused on what you're trying to do. And what that is you're trying to see, why am I thinking negative thoughts if they're creative? And they are, aren't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You asked the question earlier. You said, where are your thoughts leading you? And that painted for me a picture. It's like, literally thoughts are like the chain that's leading the body. So wherever thoughts lead, body follows. So whether it be in wisdom, wellness, and wealth, or lack, loss, and limitation, where are your thoughts leading you?
And they are.
Yeah.
See, that's difficult for people to grasp right off. Your thoughts are your trek through this world. Now, are you enjoying the trek? That's all you have to ask yourself. Am I enjoying this trek through this life, these experiences? And you see, you're given to choose the experiences. That yes, you're given to choose the experiences. But if you're not choosing the experiences, I guarantee you the environment, the world around you will choose them for you. And then you'll really be unhappy. Look, if you reach the age of reason, let's reason together. Your say is a valid say. And when I say that it's valid, I mean watch it. Because it is creative. You were given creativeness when you were given choose this day. And you are choosing aware or unaware. And our whole program has one point to make you more aware of what you're doing to yourself. Isn't that it?
That's it. You stated earlier that we were on automatic. And there's a scientific term called homeostasis. So basically, it basically says that we're habitual creatures. And many of you inquire, okay, so if I'm habitual, how do I break the cycle? You interrupt the thought with a new thought. And as you continue to do that more and more often, that old thought's going to not go away. It's just going to vanish because it's going to be overridden by your new thoughts.
And you get to choose the new thought. See, you're always in position to choose a new thought. Can you think of a new thought? Can you think of something lovely and of good report? Can you? Then do so, and do so consistently, persistently, and see what's happening in your world of experiencing. Oh, it'll change dramatically. I can first person present tense experience. I'm telling you, I saw exactly what was happening in my world of experiencing, and I had this talking to myself beforehand that supported it. And anything you're doing in your world is supported by I am that.
Absolutely.
And you're saying that unconsciously, possibly, but there it is. You're always on. You understand? You're all even when you're asleep, you're on. And people tell me, "Well, I don't dream." Yeah, you just don't remember.
Yeah.
You dream. It says God speaks to us in dreams. Okay, so He's there. Where are you? You may be zonked out completely, but but look, you're still being told that you're given, and you see, given is not to give; it's given, and you already have it. And what you have is you have the power of the choice. See, you have the power. That's the power you're operating because there's only one. I mean, there's only God, and all of it is God allowing Lindell DeCarlo to do the thinking feelingly about what? What? Oh, just ask yourself every now, what am I thinking? Why am I thinking that? I mean, do I want to experience it? No. Why are you thinking it? Because that's how it gets here. It has your thought okay, or it won't come nigh you. Think only on things that are, I say only, think things that are lovely and of good report. But when you're talking to me, it's me. When I'm talking to you, it's you. But when I say man, I'm speaking to every child born of woman. Okay? I thought I might straighten that out again because in this day and age, people because they stand at the pulpit and they say a man, 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 man. And
Yeah.
I can see how women would think, well, what about us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe me. Actually, I kind of think it's just a thought, but I kind of think God favors the women anyway. I might be wrong because it says he's no respecter of persons, but generally I kind of think he has it for the women because they're so mistreated. I'm telling you, we are such monsters because we don't pay attention to what we're thinking. You understand? That's like opening the gate and let all the monsters run free. You see, and they're all hungry. You understand? And what do they eat? They eat flesh, and that's what you are. So here anyway, that's what you are here. But actually your spirit. So all of this goes away. See, this is a virtual reality. I mean, I always get a lot of questions when I say that this is a virtual reality. It isn't reality, but you can prove it very simply. Very simply. It's a virtual reality because everything here goes away. Oh, not as quickly as a lot of it you'd like to go away, but I mean, it all does eventually go away. So it can't be reality because reality is changeless. So there you are right there. There's proof right there. And that's all you need. Just a little bit of proof, just enough to give you a little bit of better idea of what you're dealing with because you are dealing with everything. But how are you dealing with it? Is it dealing with you or are you dealing with it? See, you're given choose this day and aware or unaware, it's always this day. So you're always on and you're always choosing. In fact, whatever you chose 5 minutes ago, you might be changing right now. See, that's what you want to catch yourself doing. You have a good idea, but if you don't hang on to the good idea, if you don't open it and quicken it in a couple of minutes, you'll be gone. That's the way it works, isn't it?
That's absolutely how it works. And you said, you have to hold on to whatever that thing is that you want to be, do, or have. Hold on to it, or you're going to lose it. It goes back to what we often say about working out: use it or you lose it.
Yeah. Well, that's what they tell me about the stuff in the icebox too. choose it, choose it or lose it. So I'm saying, well, where's Oh, I tell you, we really are complicated beings, aren't we?
We do. We complicate. We're simple, but we complicate things.
That's right. I know because that was what I did. I would investigate until it was dust.
Yeah.
But you see, it's very simple. God God made it very simple. Like, let there be light. Is that simple? Man, I mean, and there's light. See, that's the way you're to order your world of experiencing. Simply, not complicatedly. You're not trying to instruct God as to how to put it together. Believe me. I mean, the more you shut up, the better off you are. Because you're told, be still, not be quiet, but be still and know that I am God. Right here with you. Look, he tells you, I suffer with you, but you behold me not. He suffers with you because he's allowing you to choose the route you take. And if you want to go through suffering, well, he gave you choose this day, so he got to go with you. And he does. And he is. And you're putting him through all of that also. So you're not only, yeah, really. I know he's God, but he put himself in a position to let you run the show. And then what did you do? You turn around and let ego run the show. And then you wonder why you have problems. Attitude, attitude, attitude. That's what it's all about. Yeah, and had terrible attitudes. I really did. But once I started looking at them, I had to quit. It's like my wife goes like this when she don't want to see something on the TV. She goes like this. And then she'll say, what happened? She don't want to see it, but you can tell her about it, but she don't want to see it. See, that's the way people are. They want to hear about it, but they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they always want more and more and more because they think that if they stackpile it high enough, they'll be high enough. See, it don't work that way. No, it don't work that way. All you're doing is just loading up the things you eventually are going to have to throw out. And you've loaded up a lot. I'll tell you, once you start actually looking at the mind in all departments of your life, if you even know what they are, I didn't really, but I found out that the ones that I did know, I had them all screwed up anyway. So I just started right there. But you can undo. See, that's something that people don't understand. You can undo what you've already done. Blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed, because God gave you choose this day, and there was no parameters on it. You see, we're just wild beings, and it is up to us to straighten things out in our own mind, because that you're given to do so. So do so. Believe me, you'll be happy you did. I don't care how long it takes you. It's taken me 40 years to get here. I'm not regretting a day of it. And you won't either. I promise you, you won't either. Do it. Do a thing and you shall have the power. Isn't that enough incentive? Do a thing. That really leaves it wide open, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And I like that you mentioned earlier about self-condemnation. Blessed is the person that does not condemn themselves. If you make a mistake, if you do something and it's taking you in a direction, as you stated, you can change in a moment. And it's simply taking on a new ideal, a new thought that will take you in a different direction. But don't condemn yourself for the things that you've done previously, because the only thing you're doing is repeating that cycle.
You're keeping it alive.
Absolutely.
See, as long as it has your attention, it's alive in your world. It's not going to go away. It's no different than the cats. As you put a little food out, and the next thing you know, you get 10 cats. Come on, it grows and grows and grows, and after a while, you're going, whoa. See, but you're doing it to yourself. All denial is self-denial. God's not denying you anything. He told you to ask whatsoever. Can't you learn to ask better? I mean, think about it. Whatsoever. I mean, what's left out to choose from? Whatsoever. That's what, and if you think upon the good of whatsoever to choose upon, you're there. That's it. Those are the ones that are strolling through. You're saying, oh, well, they were born lucky. If you made it this far, you sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You were born lucky too.
Absolutely.
No. What happened is that there is an age of reason. And when you've reached that age of reason, did you start thinking for yourself? Did you really? I talk to people who are 80, 90 years old, and they're still being raised by their parents. And they say, what? What? I said, I'm talking to you right now, you're being raised by your parents. You're doing the same thing they did. What you were saying they did that you didn't like, but you're doing it. And you just said so, right? You just said so, didn't you? Yeah, well, there you are. You're still being raised by your parents. And they were still being raised by their parents. And their grandparents were still being raised by their grandparents on down the line. And that's the reason why nobody gets it. Because everybody's spreading the story as secular history. And it's not secular history, it's divine history. It's what happened. It's what's happening right now is just as important as anything that happened back then. It's the same God. You understand? And he's all things to all. And if you leave here just remembering that God is all things to all, are you appreciative of that? I wasn't. I don't know of anybody who really was, really. All the blessings they have, and they still got all kinds of things to complain about.
Absolutely.
And I was right there complaining with them until I realized that I'm the one who's causing me to suffer, not nobody else. I'm the one's causing me to suffer. And I'm complaining about it. And in complaining about it, I'm just adding more to it to do the same. Come on, change your mind, change your world. And the first does the second. So you don't even have to do any work. You just have to do the work of changing your mind. Change your mind, change your world. Keep it that simple. You'll remember it, open it and quicken it, and you'll experience it. Is that right?
Absolutely. So what would you say in closing?
I just said
it. All right, sir. Have a great day. But no, you did. I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, that's kind of closing right there, but absolutely.
Well, okay. I didn't know the closing time, but
you did say it though.
No, I really am surprised when you tell me it's close. It's just I've been listening to the tapes.
Yeah.
And I've got about 30 of them out there that are really, something that I can actually say is okay.
Yeah.
See, I took out the long-winded questions and long-winded answers and all of that stuff so that it would keep the mind focused on what's being said moment by moment. Because that's how you learn things. You repeat them over and over, and it starts a line of it. It follows. So it's just like the charts, where they're progressing and it's going up like this. Well, you do the same thing to yourself. When you're thinking lovely and a good report, it's going this way. When you're thinking bad things, it's going this way. And that's how simple it is. I mean. You want simple. I think we've given them simple, don't you?
Absolutely.
Because it worked for us.
Absolutely.
Are we giving them anything we got that we,
no.
We didn't leave out anything, did we?
No. It's still working. Still working.
Yeah. So there it is. Because that no, really, it really got me. Keep it simple, stupid. I was being stupid because I wasn't keeping it simple. I had a whole trail of things that were wrong about if we had, oh yeah. Well, anyway, just remember, as you think, you are, you do, you have, you be. Think better.
Been a
That's
pleasure,
it.
sir.
Oh, yeah, it always is.
All right, we'll talk to you later.